we'll see the example. So now we have learned so many points. The abstract class, abstract method, concrete and all, this may be confusing. Now this should be some real life example so that if we recall that example, everything should be clear cut. So that's what, let us look at the example. So I'll remove this, then I'll tell you the example. Through example, I'll explain where the abstract classes are useful and where this concrete classes and overriding everything I'll explain. Let us practically look at I'll explain you why we need abstract classes. So I'll take the real life examples. If you ask the examples from Java, so when we come to such topics,
Hello.
that time I'll explain you. Now the purpose of giving real life examples so that you remember the concept easily, right? But how to apply it, we will see while learning the other topics of Java. So let us understand through this example how abstract classes are useful. Actually, abstract classes are useful for defining standards and imposing standards. So I have taken one example to show you how the standards can be imposed in real life, how they are done. Let us see here. There is a class called hospital, and there is one more class called my hospital, and which extends from hospital. So let me explain you the situation. Suppose I want to open a hospital, then I should take the permission from some authority, government authority, some body. So I should take the permission from them. So they grant me permission based on some condition, and they give the guidelines that your hospital must have these things. Then we will approve your hospital, right? So this happens almost in every country. So you cannot just have some structure and you start some service and say it's a hospital. You cannot say that unless and until it is meeting all the standards. So who gives the standard? Some government authority, some body which gives the standards. They give the standards for hospital. So that same example I have taken here. So here I have a class called hospital. And in hospital, what all the things must be there, everything is given here in the form of methods. I have given them in the form of methods, and all these methods are abstract. Why abstract? I'll come to it afterwards. So the class becomes abstract. Now, I want to open a hospital, then this is my class. It must inherit from hospital, this class, then only people will call it as hospital. Then it will be recognized as a hospital. So when I inherit my class from this hospital class, then my class will also become abstract because this is abstract. Yes, no, I am opening a real hospital. Then I should make it concrete. So what I am supposed to do? Override all these methods. It becomes compulsory for me. If I don't override, then my class is also an abstract. So just I'll elaborate a little bit. I am opening a hospital. Then I must have a emergency method which is overrided. I must implement this one. I must implement this. I should handle how the emergency cases must be handled here. Then I must have a method appointment overrided here. Every abstract method, I have not written all of them. I must override all these methods. So, okay, you have all these things in your hospital. Okay, it's approved, right? A body which defines standards will approve your hospital if you have overridden or implement all these methods. That's the idea. So this is for imposing standard. This is for following standards. Subclasses are meant for following the standards. Now let's come to the concepts of abstract class in Java. So the first point we understood that we cannot create the object of abstract class. Yes. See, this is abstract. The body which gives a standard, you ask them, can you show your own hospital? Mostly they will not have their own hospital. They are meant for just giving standards. So those standards are abstract. You cannot find any hospital. If anybody is opening an hospital like me, will follow that standard, right? But they themselves don't have hospital. So you cannot create the object of this abstract class. That's how you can take the sense. You can take the meaning. You cannot create the object. But can you have the reference of this abstract class? Yes. Let us say this is hospital H. Yes, I can have a reference. What is the use of having a reference? If you have the reference, you can assign the object of a concrete subclass. This is a subclass. So I can make the object of this one, my hospital, right? So I can have a reference of this one, an object of the subclass. Yes, superclass reference can hold the object of subclass. Yes, we have already learned this. Now, from real world perspective, let us see this. This is my hospital. Now, what people will say, they will not read the complete name of my hospital. They will say, this is a hospital. Yes, everybody will refer this as a hospital. Means what comes to your mind when I say hospital? These things comes to your mind, right? You know that these things must be there. Yes, they are all present here. Then only we can refer this as hospital. So this is my hospital, right? I have opened a hospital and people are referring it as hospital. And when they call h dot any of these method like admit, right? Admit, then whose method will be called? So we know very well that the methods are called based on object. So admit method present here. I have not written it, right? This dot 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 means you can elaborate it. So here the admit method is there. That method will be called, though the reference is this one and the object is this one. So that's it. Now you can remember all the points related to abstract classes in Java. So that's all about this example. Now from this example, you can remember all the points related to abstract classes in Java, right? So you match those points to the example. Already I have explained them. So you can remember through this one. Whether you can create an object of abstract class? No. Why? You have the reason now. Why a class is called as abstract? When it is made as abstract, you know the reason. Why the reference is allowed? You know the reason. You have the reasons here. So that's all. I have one more example for abstract class. Let us look at that example.
हम्म, देखो मेरे पास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लासेस है एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास लाइक अगर किसी क्लास में एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड है मतलब अनडिफाइंड मेथड है मतलब मेथड की बस बॉडी है तो वो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड हो गया अगर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड किसी भी क्लास में डिफाइंड है तो वो क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास हो गया जरूरी नहीं है कि उसमें एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड हो या नहीं हो हम क्लासेस ऐसे भी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लासेस का रेफरेंस अलाउड है बट ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट नहीं कर सकते अगर दो टाइप के क्लास होते हैं कंक्रीट क्लासेस एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लासेस जो अगर एक क्लास जो एक्सटेंड करी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास को तो दूसरी क्लास भी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास बन जाती है अनलेस इट ओवरराइड्स ऑल दी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड ऑफ दैट एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास ठीक है और एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास हम रखते हैं क्यों है बेसिकली एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास आ, एक टाइप से रेफरेंस काम करती है कि लाइक आप हॉस्पिटल बना रहे हो तो हॉस्पिटल का ये रेफरेंस है ये हॉस्पिटल इस रेफरेंस के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं बननी चाहिए अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो इसे हम हॉस्पिटल नहीं कर सकते तो ये जो एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है उनमें बेसिकली वो ये बता रहा है जिंदगी सवार दो तुम्हारी नहीं मैं नहीं बोलूंगा हॉस्पिटल डॉट अगर मैं लाइट ऑफ कर दूं तो ये दिखेगा क्या तो ठीक है एक हॉस्पिटल बनो ठीक है तो बेसिकली Mm. Mm. Huh? Class C1 is and C2 which extends C1, then C1 will also become abstract class. Now to become concrete class, C2 class must override every method of given class.
I'll explain you why we need abstract classes. So I'll take the real life examples. If you ask the examples from Java, so when we come to such topics, that time I'll explain you. Now the purpose of giving real life examples so that you remember the concept easily, right? But how to apply it, we will see while learning the other topics of Java. So let us understand through this example how abstract classes are useful. Actually, abstract classes are useful for defining standards and imposing standards. So I have taken one example to show you how the standards can be imposed in real life, how they are done. Let us see here. There is a class called hospital, and there is one more class called my hospital, and which extends from hospital. So let me explain you the situation. Suppose I want to open a hospital, then I should take the permission from some.
But
authority, government authority, some boss called my hospital, and which extends from hospital. So let me explain this. Actually, abstract classes are useful for defining standards and imposing standards. So I have taken one example to show you how the standards can be imposed in real life, how they are done. Let us see here. There is a class called hospital, and there is one more class called my hospital, and which extends from hospital. So let me explain the situation. Suppose I want to open a hospital, then I should take the permission from some authority, government authority, some body. So I should take the permission from them. So they grant me permission based on some condition. And they give the guidelines that your hospital must have these things, then we will approve your hospital, right? So let us take one more example for understanding abstract classes. So here I am taking an example of a KFC. KFC is a well-known outlet, and everywhere in almost every city of the world you find a KFC outlets. So KFC as a company and its outlet, that is franchise outlet. Let us take this example and understand it. So for that I have written Java classes. Let us see. This is a class KFC. So that is actual KFC company, right? KFC. Then what does it have? It's an abstract class. So it means its object cannot be created. Yes, just it's like for a standard. Then what are the things it's having? It's having a concrete constructor. Concrete make item, how to make an item, right? This is concrete. Means how to make an item will be given by KFC, right? whatever the menu items, whatever the dishes, different type of chicken items, what they make, how to make that is given by KFC. Then abstract billing. Billing is abstract. Billing is up to the one who is taking franchise. Suppose I am taking franchise of KFC, I'm starting an outlet. Which billing software to use, how I am going to do billing, that's my choice. KFC doesn't give any rules for that, but says that billing must be there, and you do it your own way. Then next is abstract offer. So KFC keeps abstract and say offers must be given, but how to give offer is up to you. What type of offer you give, whatever is feasible for you, economical for you, depending on your area, you can give offers, right? So KFC says that we have a constructor and we tell you how to make the item. Billing is your job and offers is your job, and you must give offer, you must have billing. This is what KFC says. If I am taking franchise, then what I get from KFC, I get constructor and make item, and I am supposed to have my own billing system, and I am supposed to give offers to the customers time to time. This I must do, and KFC says that. Let us see, my own class, that is my KFC, extends KFC, and this is not abstract. This is extending from KFC, so everything from here is borrowed here also, right, available here. So abstract methods, I must implement them. I must implement them. So now imagine I am starting an outlet of KFC. I take the franchise from them. So my KFC extends from KFC. Then what I get from them, I get the constructor. They will tell me how to set up the outlet. Then they will show me how to make the items. I will not make my own items, right? Make items available here. Then how to do billing? I should override this one. I should have some POS software and all, right? I should have the machines for scanning or anything. This I should do it. Then offers, I should provide the offers by myself. KFC will not give the offers. I'll give the offers in my outlet. I must give offers. I should override. And if I want to add more methods, I can add like festival offers. I'm adding one more method, that is festival offers. So here all the methods are overridden. Now if you see any company and its franchise, then for the franchise, company gives us something and leaves us something for the franchise to override them. And they must have this. How they will do it, that's their choice. So billing and offer, that's your choice. So it's my choice now. So I have written my own methods. Now what is this? This is abstract class. This is concrete class. So through an example, I have explained you how an abstract class can define the standard so that the subclasses can become concrete class by implementing them. So when I explain these things in Java, when we come across this, I'll take these help of these examples and explain at that time also. And this example will help you remember the concepts. Now let us put the concepts. What are the concepts here? First point, you cannot create the object of abstract class. Yes, you cannot find an actual outlet from KFC itself. If any outlet is there that belongs to Mr. X or Mr. Y, Mr. A, Mr. B, like my outlet is there. I'm running an outlet that doesn't belong to direct company. So KFC itself doesn't have any outlet. So its object cannot be created. Object cannot be created. Then what they do? They just give a franchise. So a subclasses can be concrete. My KFC, my shop, right? My restaurant, KFC restaurant is open. Suppose in my area, restaurant is there, that is my KFC. You can create the object of this class. Yes, you can create the object of this class. So the first point I told you that you cannot create the object of abstract class. You can create the object of concrete class, which is inheriting from this one. Second point, if I don't have my billing method, if I don't implement, then this is abstract. So here also it will be abstract. If I don't have a billing method, then I cannot start a KFC. Yes. So because my class also become abstract, that method is not there. So that's it. So if a subclass is extending from abstract class, it must override all the methods which are abstract. It becomes compulsory. The next point, I cannot create the object of this class, but I can have the reference of this class. Let us see. KFC. Okay. Then new my KFC. Yes, this is allowed. See, this is the object of my KFC. So this is my outlet in my area. But when the people see it, they call it as what? KFC. Yes, actually it's my KFC. But they use the reference of what? KFC. Yes, they can use this reference and they can access my outlet. So in real life, this happens. We can say there's a KFC, though there's an object of that one. So you can have the reference of this class, but you cannot have the object of this class. So in this way, you can remember all the rules. Now the next thing, I will write down all the points, that is do's and don'ts in abstract classes. What is allowed and what is not allowed. Let us look at this.
बिलिंग इसका खुद का होगा। ये हो गया एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड बिलिंग। ओके। और इसका खुद का एब्स्ट्रैक्ट वर्ड होगा ऑफर। इसका खुद का ऑफर होगा। इट्स डिपेंडेंट अपन देम। तो अब इसको जब मेरा केएफ एक्सटेंड करेगा, लाइक जब मैं अपना केएफ ओपन कर रहा, तो आइटम्स जो डिफाइंड है, लाइक वो तो ओवरराइड ओवरराइड करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है। जब वो कॉल होंगे तो इसमें से डायरेक्ट कॉल हो जाएगा। बट हमें बिलिंग और ऑफर को वो ओवरराइड करना पड़ेगा, तभी वो हमारा केएफ बेसिकली
Let us
ये
take one more
स्टैंडर्ड
example for
इम्पोज कर
understanding
रहा है और
abstract
ये
classes.
स्टैंडर्ड सारे
So
यहाँ
here I
पे
have taken
फॉलो
an
होने
example of
चाहिए तभी
KFC.
ये क्लास
KFC is a well-known outlet,
KFC होगा.
and everywhere in almost this challenge is for abstract class. I will explain about the classes and you have to write down the code for the class and also you have to write complete program for it. So let us study the classes in this example. One class is there that is called shape and one class is circle that is inheriting from shape and one more class that is rectangle that is also inheriting or a child class of shape. So let us discuss and define the properties and the methods of these classes. Let us start with class shape. Can you tell me what are the properties of shape? Properties of shape? Length, breadth, diameter, so radius? No, there is no specific dimension of shape. So obviously it will not have any properties, no properties for class shape. Then what are the methods? Are there any methods? Can you calculate perimeter of a shape? Yes, we can calculate perimeter of a shape. Okay, perimeter. Can you tell me the formula? Can you tell me the formula? See, there are no dimensions. How can there be a formula for perimeter? Then perimeter method is there. So definitely this method is abstract. This is an abstract method. We cannot define this method. So class also becomes abstract. Yes, class also becomes abstract. The moment you have one single method as abstract, definitely you have to make a class also as abstract. Then what about other methods? Yes, there is one more method possible, that is area. Can you calculate area? No, definitely not. So this is also abstract. So you have to write one class called shape with no properties, just two methods that are abstract methods, perimeter and area. Then next you have to write a class for circle. Let us come to class circle. Class circle. It will be extending from shape. Extends shape. Yes. So once you make a class as child class of an abstract class, circle also become abstract. So circle must override these two methods, that is perimeter and area. These two methods must be overridden. Yes, we will do that. Let us define the properties of a circle. There is only one property, that is radius. Yes, radius is the property. Then what are the method? We can find out perimeter of a circle. Perimeter of a circle. Okay. You can write on the body. There is a formula. You find out the formula and write down. Then we can calculate area of a circle. You write on the formula. So in this way, we are overriding these two methods of this shape class here. So class circle becomes a non-abstract class, that is a concrete class. A concrete class whose objects can be created. So a circle class will have radius and two methods that are perimeter and area. Let us go to class rectangle. Class rectangle. This also extends from shape. Yes, this also extends shape. Then what are the properties of this one? This will have length and breadth as the properties. Length and breadth. Alright. Then what are the methods? Same thing. Perimeter and area. Perimeter and area methods. So these two methods you have to override them, means you have to write on the body in which you have to write on the formula. Now, if you observe, I have not written the data type of these properties and the return type of the method, right? Nothing I have written. So you have to decide and take it, and you write on the program. And here also there is no return type mentioned, so you mention it. So write the classes, three classes: shape class, then circle class, and rectangle class. Then create their objects and use them inside the main method. All right. Using a shape class reference, you can access the objects of circle as well as rectangle. You can try that one also. That is so method overriding, abstract classes, and dynamic method dispatch. All these things together you can see in this example. So that you check it in main method. I am not going to discuss that. Okay. So I will just, if you pause the video and try to write on the classes by yourself, if you want help, just if you continue, I will show you these.
अगर मेरे पास शेप एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास है जिसमें प्रॉपर्टीज तो पता है नहीं शेप की कोई अगर शेप की अगर पैरामीटर निकालने को बोले तो पैरामीटर बेसिकली पता हमें होगा ही नहीं हमें पता ही नहीं होगा कि शेप किस टाइप का शेप है तो उसकी क्या लाइक कभी हमें पता ही नहीं होगा कि किस टाइप का शेप है तो इसकी पैरामीटर और एरिया कैसे निकाल सकते हैं तो हमारा शेप क्लास है जो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास होगा जिसमें दो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड होंगे एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड पैरामीटर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड एरिया अब दो क्लास सर्कल और रेक्टेंगल उसको जब ओवरराइड करेगा तो लाइक इसको दो मेथड पैरामीटर और एरिया एक ओवरराइड करने ही पड़ेंगे ओके लाइक पैरामीटर मेरा इंटीजर टाइप का होगा एरिया भी इंटीजर टाइप का होगा तो
Classes. All right. Yeah. Here is a class for shape. It's an abstract class with the perimeter and area as abstract methods, and they are returning double.
हम्म, 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 शेप अगर करे शेप क्लास जावा मुझे पता है कि एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास होगा इसके पास दो इसके पास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास है पब्लिक स्टैटिक पब्लिक होगी है इस अरे एक सेकेंड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट होगा, पब्लिक स्टैटिक और रिटर्न टाइप डबल होगा, और ये होगा पैरामीटर, और होगा एक एरिया होगा। अब मेरे पास एक नया होगा पू 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 पू। मेरे पास होगा एक सर्कल डॉट जावा, पब्लिक क्लास सर्कल एक्सटेंड्स शेप। जब ये शेप एक्सटेंड करेगा तो उसको अनइम्प्लीमेंटेड मेथड डालने होंगे। इसका अपना एक प्रॉपर्टी होगा जो होगा एंड रेडियस। पैरामीटर क्या होगा, 2 into 2 into math dot pi into 2 pi r, 2 pi r radius। और एरिया की बात करें तो ये हो जाएगा रिटर्न pi r square math dot pi into radius into radius। dot java एक्सटेंड्स कर रही है शेप को एंड पैरामीटर 2 into l plus p length into breadth। अगर मेन बनाया यहाँ पे और शेप रेक्टेंगल बनाया मेरे पास रेक्टेंगल का ऑब्जेक्ट है, ठीक है, ऑब्जेक्ट में इसके पास लेंथ भी है।
type of value. Then the circle class extends shape
अगर हम आउट करें रेक्टेंगल डॉट इतना तो क्या होगा? हम्म, जब शेप रेफरेंस मेरा शेप का है, लेकिन शेप में कोई लेंथ की प्रॉपर्टी है ही नहीं, तो इस टाइप का रेफरेंस होगा। ठीक है। हम्म,
shape, radius is double, and perimeter area. These two methods are overridden, so class circle became a concrete class. Then a rectangle is also having length and breadth, so I have taken them double, so that perimeter and area should return double. See, these are abstract methods, so both these classes, circle and rectangle, must override these method, so their return type should be same, okay? So same return type. So here I should take some return type, so I gave it as double, so all of them are double. If you say no, float or integer, you can change it, okay? So I have two classes inheriting from shape class. Now here I can create an object of rectangle class or assign new rectangle. There are no constructors, nothing I have written, so I should set the length to 10 and breadth as yeah 5, and then I can call the area system.out.println. I can print the area, so that is rectangle.area. I can call this method. Okay, so this is fine. So I get 10 into 5, that is 50 result. So I'm just using it. Even I can use a shape class reference that is pointing on rectangle object. Then using that shape class reference, I can call area method. It also works. So this is like polymorphism or dynamic method dispatch. I can also call circle method, that is area method, by using shape. So you can test these things. Already I have explained in previous videos. So you can test this thing by yourself by using this example. Okay, that's all in this video. You can find the code in the link in the resources. In this video, we will look at some do's and don'ts about abstract classes and methods. It means there are some rules that you should follow when you're using an abstract keyword. So first of all, I will write one abstract class. I will call it as super. Yes, this is a dummy class. Nothing is there. I have not taken anything inside. Then, if there is an abstract
This
class, I can have a reference of abstract class, but I cannot create an object of abstract class. There's an error. This is the first thing. Then second thing,
reference is allowed. Objective.
I will remove this abstract. And inside this, I will write one method, met1, and I will have its body. Okay, now it is a concrete class. If I don't give a body for any method, then I should make it as abstract. This was the second thing. Now the third thing is,
If you don't define the of a method, then you have to make it. abstract.
If a class is having at least one abstract method, then class must be declared as abstract. So these things we have already seen it.
If a class having at least one abstract method, then we have to make the class abstract.
In the previous videos also. Now next rule is that if I have a class that is abstract, I cannot make it final. It's an error. See, I will remove this final. There is no error. Only error is shown here when I am creating an object. I will remove this line. So everything is perfect. There is no error. But if I make a class as final, then it's an error. So what is the error message? I will read it out. Illegal combination of modifiers, abstract and final. So abstract classes cannot be final. We will be learning about final later on, but final means if a class is final, then it cannot be extended. It cannot be extended. So abstract classes are meant for inheritance only. So if you make final, then it cannot be extended. So
So might get final.
it is not all valid. So it is not allowed. It's meaningless. So abstract classes cannot be final. Then next rule. I have a method here, and this method I will make it as final. So this is an abstract method and I'm making it as final. So again, it is illegal. So if you read the message, illegal combination of modifiers, abstract and final. When you make a method as final, you cannot override it. But the abstract methods are meant for overriding only. So there is no meaning in using final. So abstract methods cannot be final. Then the next rule is I will make this class as static. It's an error. So you cannot make static classes as abstract. What is as static? We will learn later on. Mostly nested classes are declared as static. So that class cannot be static as well as abstract. So that class cannot be abstract. What is class as static? It's an error. So you cannot make static classes as abstract. What is as static? We will learn later on. Mostly nested classes are declared as static. So that class cannot be static as well as abstract. So modifier static not allowed here. This is the message we got. I will remove this. Then inside this, for a method, I will write it as static. So again, it's an error. So for method also, it's illegal combination of modifiers, abstract and static. So static method means it must have its body. We can call it without a
हम क्लास को फाइनल नहीं बना सकते, हम एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास को फाइनल नहीं बना सकते, हम एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड को फाइनल नहीं बना सकते। हमने फाइनल बना दिया तो इसका मतलब हम इसको फर्दर, जो फर्दर है उसको एक्सटेंड नहीं कर सकते। But the abstract class are meant for further, like abstract classes are meant for inheritance. And same goes for abstract method as well. If we make it final, then we can't override it. But abstract method have to be overridden to get its own body. Same, we can't make abstract method static. We can't make it abstract class as static, and we can't make abstract method static because static method should have their own body, but abstract method doesn't have their body.
object just by using a class name. So we will be learning about static later on, but just remember that abstract method cannot be static. That is sufficient. Then lastly, about subclass. We have already seen this, but again, I'm showing you. If you have a subclass that extends superclass, then it must override abstract methods. Otherwise, the class become abstract.
There is a class that extends any abstract class. It should must override. Then should must override all the abstract method, or the class will become the class will.
What is the abstract method here? Meth1. So I must override it. Otherwise, the class become abstract, and I should write down keyword abstract here. No, perfect. There is no problem. There is no error in the program. If I remove abstract, then I should override the method. So okay, I will override method that is public void method1 and body. Now there is no problem in this one. So it must be overridden. So these are the rules that you have to take care, which involves keywords like final and static. Anyway, we will be learning about static and final in coming videos. So that's all in this video. We will look at rules for abstract classes, do's and don'ts, what is allowed and what is not allowed. Let us look at this. These are the points you must remember. And how to remember, I have given you supporting examples already. Through those examples, you can remember. Let us see this. I'll just tell you the points. See, first one, if you have an abstract class, right? The class keyword abstract is written, then the class is abstract. For any abstract class, you can declare a reference. Test is the name, right? Test T. You can declare the reference, but you cannot create the object. This is not allowed. So the first point, you can have the references of abstract classes, but you cannot create the object. Then second point, this is an abstract class. Abstract class test and it is final. I'll tell you about the final in coming videos in detail. Just at this point, let us understand. Final class means it cannot be extended. It cannot have subclasses. Then what is the use of abstract class? Abstract classes are meant for the subclasses only. They are giving the standards for the subclasses. So abstract class cannot be final, right? And next thing, abstract class cannot be static. Usually static classes are nested classes. We have not learned about this. That time again I will tell you. You cannot make them as abstract. So static class cannot be abstract. Then next point, abstract class is having an abstract method, and this method is final. So abstract method cannot be final. So if you make a method as a final, it cannot be overridden. Abstract methods are meant for overriding only. But if you write final, you cannot override. So that's why abstract method cannot be final. This is not allowed, right? You cannot use final. The next point, I have an abstract class test1, and it is having an abstract method display. Then I have another class test2 extending from test1. So if a class is extending, it must override that abstract method. So you can see that I have overridden. If I am not overriding this, then this class also becomes abstract. So the point here is, if a subclass is there, or any class is inheriting from abstract class, it must override abstract methods. Otherwise, the subclass also becomes a abstract class. And one more thing to add this, you cannot make an abstract method as final, and also we cannot make an abstract method as static also, right? Difference between static and final, we will study it later on. So that's all about abstract classes. So there's a demo after this video. Don't miss that demo. You can see what all I have explained you. I will give you a demonstration of that one. And also you have to practice whatever is shown in the demonstration. The topic is interfaces. This is the very important topic in Java.
come back. So now let's add a way of inserting into our tree. So we have a value. I should be able to call insert, pass in the value, and the tree will add it to the correct